I don't know where to start. Firstly, thank you, President Joel. That's number one. But more importantly, my sincere apologies. The hour is late, and as we all now know, I was not the first speech. So I really appreciate everybody being here and staying here until this late hour on a Saturday night. I would also like to, of course, wish a mazel tov and best wishes to the Hochman and Becker families and for your decision to make NCSY such a strong commitment and part of your lives. What you do really does not end here and at a dinner, but we've been blessed to see that when people do make NCSY a commitment, the fruits of your labor go on for many, many years to come. So thank you. We are closing the doors to a journey that has spanned 16 years together. As we spent our honeymoon on NCSY's collab to this present Shabbos, where we had the privilege of spending Shabbos with Yarchei Kallah in this very room. Those bookends represent countless opportunities to grow, engage, and challenge ourselves in an environment where everyone believes in a greater good as we say goodbye to this chapter. This chapter is tremendous for me, and in it, I would like to give my hakaras hatov to the entire NCSY community around the country and world, and to those of you that I see seated out there. This is not an organization made up of employees, but a place where loyalty to others, commitment and growth reign supreme. Over the last couple of years, I have become extremely absorbed in the various articles and pieces written about the challenges of our present-day Jewish community. I try to steal a few moments every Shabbos, when possible, to satisfy my insatiable hunger for these articles. Most are extremely thoughtful, well-written, and seem to delve into three categories: shidduchim, spirituality, and unfortunately, the intolerance of others in Klal Yisrael. They are accurate, meaningful, and trigger a feeling that we could all be doing more to improve our current status. But as I contemplate these each week, I am consistently reminded of the realities that I am privileged to encounter. You see, fortunately, NCSY has created an antidote to these prolonged problems. And I've been blessed to work with and watch some of the finest individuals conquer these very issues. Let me illustrate my point, and again, my sincere apologies, in NCSY with three short stories. Each one reflects a geographical voyage as well. You see, Heidi is from Detroit, Aaron is from Los Angeles, and Mr. Lawrence is he's actually from Lawrence because I never met his name, so I nicknamed him Mr. Lawrence. Heidi lives in Chicago and is married with 4 children, currently sending her kids to the local yeshiva. When she began her path to the more religious lifestyle in Detroit where we lived, we had her parents for dinner. But you need to understand that this invitation was given in person when Stephen drove to her house to give them a personal invitation. He sat there and explained to them that this journey of his daughter deciding between going on spring fling with her friend where the tickets were already purchased or going on spring regional would really be advantageous to their life with their child. But when you're a parent and you see the direction that they're going in, it's very hard to see that possibly spring regional is the better option. More was accomplished than just that. They came for Shabbos dinner and we had a lovely time with them. But I call it a leap. You see, Heidi made a leap. And from that leap, she went on to study in Israel. She went to my alma mater, friends. On that leap, she also was able to meet a wonderful guy and, like I said, establish a beautiful, from life for herself. But Stephen, we too made a leap at that moment. We saw that we're part of Klal Yisrael. It wasn't us against Heidi's parents, but we're all in it together. And that relationship is real and true. And due to that, Heidi's parents embraced the lifestyle that she took upon herself. Another one took place very recently when Stephen was back in Los Angeles in my hometown. He bumped into a guy named Aaron. Aaron was an old NCSYer, and those of you who are involved in NCSY are privileged to know that from time to time you get this great shot in the air and says, "Hi, Rabbi Burg, how are you doing?" etc. But once again, I told Stephen I was just so moved by it. Because Aaron was one of these really great together guys. He knew exactly where he was going and what he was doing. But the NCSY got into him, and to make a long story short, he too is a frum married attorney living in Los Angeles. But the moment for me was much deeper and more meaningful than just, again, the path that Aaron chose. It was who Aaron married, and this is the message that I hope I'm able to relay over to you. Aaron married into one of the most prestigious, well-known families in all of Los Angeles. Aaron met his wife, Rachel, at an NCSY Shabbaton when he returns from Israel, and they were both advisors. Like I said, Shadduchim and NCSY, we do okay. A lot of people meet over there. She brought home this guy. Very little background, no yichus, and no name. But his parents saw, her parents saw that this guy, Aaron, had all of the virtues that they were raising in their 6 children. Not only did he become a son-in-law, they became chavrusas, teaching us that that is the message. And that's what we were able to accomplish through our role in NCSY with everybody with us. The last but not least person that I want to talk about is Mr. Lawrence. Like I said to you, Mr. Lawrence, I don't know his name, but recently Steve and I had the opportunity and privilege to be in, thanks to R.A. Lightstone and all of his great work out in Long Island, we had the opportunity to be a scholar in residence out there. Sounds a little fancy. As we were walking out of Shul, at an event with public school kids sitting in Shul with us, again, with the understanding that it doesn't end in Israel. The kids need to see a real life in a real Shul. We were walking out, taking a nice walk together, because we left our kids back at home, and I hear someone yelling, "Rabbi, Rabbi," and we kept walking, but it seemed to be that he was actually calling on us, because he crossed the street and he came over and he started speaking to us. And he relayed a story that I have to say I think about almost every Shabbos. Essentially, Stephen was speaking about your favorite subjects, which is the concept that cynicism and sarcasm have no place in Yiddishkeit. And he went on to tell his story, and I guess it hit him. He went on to tell us that what he has done is, when someone leans, I'll tell you what it is, when somebody leans in shul, and the guy does a pretty awful job, he proceeds to walk up to him and say, "Now that was a leaning." He's been doing this about 20 or 30 years, and him and his friends get a little chuckle out of it, but as he was telling the story, I was thinking to myself, well, it sounds pretty obnoxious. Anyways, I was trying to see what the end of the story was. Well, it turns out that at the end of the speech, it hit him, and he said, "This is not good, this is not right." And he schmoozed with his friends, and they said, "Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious." And you know what, Stephen? It hit him. We can all grow. All of the NCSYs that you saw up there, they're real, we're real. We need to take a little piece of it and make it our own. Whether it be the Heidis, the Aarons, their parents, or this individual, there is never time to stop growing and believing. And that is something that you have taught me very strongly. So just give me a minute to end soon. Moving to New Jersey gave us the remarkable privilege of allowing Stephen to go anywhere, anytime, because of the local support and friendship we have from neighbors, family, and friends. Auntie Sheila and Uncle Meyer, you are a piece of this pie, and I could not have done it without you. The Teaneck community, you two are there. This Shabbos, where although there were 250 kids, there were 350 people that were easily housed in this very community. And that speaks volumes to the community that we're able to call home. So thank you. Mommy and Daddy, my children's Bobby and Zadie, have been a tremendous source of support from the time we touched ground on the East Coast, from the Hanukkah parties to the Chumash presentations and everything in between. So too, your moral support surrounds each of Stephen's accomplishments in the world of Kiru, and thank you. To the New Jersey office, and specifically Yaakov Glasser, we have genuinely watched each other grow up. There is no question that you are one of the most talented members of the rabbinate today. I only wish you and Ruth continued success with your unique combination of charisma and limud haTorah. Rena Emerson, I will cry as I thank you for everything. You are my party planner, you are my friend, but we started together at TJJ over 13 years ago. My respect for you deepens with each program and event you touch, so thank you. To Tali Friedman, he's still in the room, it is with Sally that he gave us our first ticket to the success of NCSY, as he's the regional director of the Detroit Central East region and still today. There's something very special about the worlds in Detroit, and we couldn't have started in a better place than Detroit, Michigan. So thank you. To my children, the half of them are here, you are it. This entire speech is truly devoted to you. We are not just a family, but we are the Burg team. We even have a cheer. NCSY has given my children the priceless gift of stopping and savoring the moment. A love for Eretz Yisrael through the lens of a TJJ kid who has never stepped foot in the land. But we are there to read his face on the hikes through Engedi. We bring Shabbos into our home with the sounds of our JM in the AM Friday afternoon app as it permeates our home, telling us that Erev Shabbos doesn't just take place at a Shabbat home, but it takes place in our home. President Joel, unfortunately, one of my children is not here to be with us tonight because he too understands the privilege of Limunat Torah as he's studying Makor Chaim in Israel, thanks to the beautiful program that NTA offered him, and I thank you for that. But one of the most important things that I'm grateful for is not just the hotel stays, carnivals, late night swims at the local Hiltons, but what you've given us is the fact that my children's commitment to stand on their own 2 feet in their learning, Shomrei Mitzvos, was guided by the thousands of NCSYers they have witnessed, making their own decisions regardless of peer pressure. I do directly thank Ari, Eli, Devorah, Zevi, Natan, and Ayala for being the chancellors of Haknesses Rachel. They have truly shared countless Shabbosim and weeknights with guests where they don't even know their name, or I don't know their name, and they figure it out and tell me. They wait my tables, help cook the food with a positivity and enthusiasm that is a lesson for all of us. Love you and thank you. Last but not least, Stephen, thank you for this extraordinary opportunity. I know that your work is just beginning, and we've had the rare privilege to work with such phenomenal individuals. Your passionate fight for integrity, honesty, and clarity, while eradicating cynicism and sarcasm from Klal Yisrael, is one that makes us all proud. The time to move on is right, as you, with all of your NCSY stories on your left and your family on your right. To quote Dr. Seuss, don't cry before it's over, smile because it happened. Shavua Tov and good night.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining.